Congratulations to you on this phenomenal series. I seriously binged it in one sitting. And I got to tell you, Daniel, Freddie, a little unhinged. What would you say?
What do you mean? I don't know what you mean in the slightest. He's a deeply troubled man. And I sort of say man in inverted commas because I think probably his defining feature is that he has clearly suffered some serious arrested development, and there's very much like a little boy in there who is
Yeah.
just like screaming to get out and tell everyone that he should be the special one.
Well, exactly. I mean, he is the older brother and he should have been the heir apparent. So I was
Right.
a little bit upset with my brother, don't you think?
100%. 600 years of history. It always goes to the firstborn son. It's primogenital. It's what it is. Yeah, no, it's I kind of like to look at it like the sort of the being passed over really is like the straw that broke the camel's back. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's a long history of his younger brother being the one that everyone sort of looks to keep Freddie
Right.
out of trouble, keep him on the right path, and this is just kind of that moment where it's all out in the open. He can't hide anymore. He can't kind of pretend that he's ever going to be able to convince people that he is the sort of he's the older brother technically, but not in spirit.
Yeah, exactly. So why not just go for it? And I have to say, I mean, I just have two words for you. Guy Ritchie, discuss. I mean, come on, right?
That's three words. Listen, I don't know much, but Guy Ritchie. Well, look, I mean, I've said this a bunch of times, but it is true that I had a Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels poster on my wall for a solid 5 years there when I was, in my teens.
Yeah.
I remember the day that my dad came home and told me about it. He'd been to the cinema and was just like, I would watch movies with both my parents, and I'm a huge kind of, well, was at least at that point a huge movie buff. It was really just what I loved to do most. And so those films formed like a really kind of huge part of my cinema going childhood. Do you know what I mean? Or teenage years rather.
100%.
So to get the chance to not just step on a set with him, but step into like a very distinctly Guy Ritchie world was overwhelming at points, but a privilege.
I want to know how much barbecue was consumed.
Well, here's the thing. You see, I heard about the barbecue being consumed. Was I ever offered any? Nah.
Fine.
But it was happening there. I'm sure that there was barbecuing going on, and sometimes Guy would be, like cooking up steak in his trailer there. So again, wasn't offered a cut of beef, but yeah. Well,
All right, we're
there's
gonna
kind
have
of
to
the
work
show.
on that. We're
Yeah,
gonna have to work
exactly.
on that and get that invite. And you can bring me along as your date, okay?
Okay, all right, yeah,
Yeah.
done. It's a done deal.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Now, when you do read one of Guy Ritchie's scripts, as you say, fan, I would do anything. But you read it and you see some of the stuff that Freddie does. Putting on the chicken suit. I mean, fun, not fun,
Just another
constricting.
day at the office. I'm like, yeah, no, that was always there was always kind of one of the moments that jumped out to me as, selfishly as a sort of acting opportunity and something that I thought would conceivably be pretty fun to play on set. But, I think what Guy and kind of everybody so masterfully did was to take something that could have been quite silly and quite sort of almost throwaway and actually do a slightly deeper dive on it and kind of, to your first question, pull back the layers of this guy and really strip him bare and just show him kind of like naked and afraid. And I think in that sense, that was the thing that was most thrilling about it. Was I knew it could be funny, but in the end, it was like, can it be more than that? Can it actually be kind of dark and uncomfortable? And I think right there is the sort of sweet spot of what Guy does so well, is have you laughing and then squirming and then like cowering. So
Yeah.
I have to sort of give him the credit for kind of figuring that out and letting us play.
Yeah, yeah. And also what a cast. I mean, listen, as you say, being such a fan of his films, when you have, Ray Winston and then you have Vinnie Jones and then you work, so well with Theo James. I mean, his character does put up with quite a bit with his brother. Tell me just a little bit quickly to wrap it up, working with Theo and how that relationship worked with you guys.
I mean, the truth is, in real life, we hate each other,
Sure.
which is why we're in separate rooms right now. No, I mean, look, he is. Here's the thing that I think is potentially most surprising to people, although perhaps not after White Lotus. He's an incredibly funny man. He's
Yeah.
extremely funny, really, really humble, and like it's a big task, I think, taking on a role like that for any actor really, because he's in every day. I think what he does in it is kind of masterful, because it's that, I get to run around in a chicken suit to a degree. That's actually a lot easier than what he does, which is really kind of coolly like holding the frame, you know what I mean? And then, action sequences and all the rest of it. And I think he carries it off super well. He will hate me singing his praises in this way, but we had a blast working together, and I totally wouldn't have had it any other way. Yeah.
Yeah. It really, like I say, it is just an extraordinary series. I enjoyed myself so much, and especially your performance. You knocked it out of the park, my friend. So thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. And have yourself a great rest of your day. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Daniel.